and welcome to my new video. I hope you're having a lovely day. If you're new here, my name is Lex, and today we're going to look at 15 different ideas for designing a rock garden on your island. I think they can be both aesthetic and functional. We're going to look at a variety of rock gardens today, some of them where you can still get the resources, and some of them where they're just really beautiful, and both are perfectly valid. Before I get started, thank you so much to my members. If you would like to join my channel, the link is in the description. I appreciate you all so much for being here to support me. The first island we're looking at here today, we do have a literal garden that the rocks are interspersed through. I think it's super cute to set them up this way. Obviously, if you set them up this way, you won't be able to get resources from them. They are surrounded by flowers and weeds and furniture, so this is just the rocks looking cute. I think this is a cool, unique example because I don't often see the rocks spread out like this. Usually they're arranged in some way if the island creator is purposely putting them in one area. So I think this is cool to see. You know, you can just put them however you want to and bend it to your aesthetic. I think that this next island is an especially beautiful example of the rocks being carefully arranged. Here we have this autumn island. I think the red trees are so beautiful here. The warm tones just in this frame, impeccable. I think it's so cute that they have the little nova lights all around them as well, all around the rocks, and using the frozen tree as a centerpiece was actually a genius move. I think this is super cute. You can work it into the island the way this creator has, kind of filling space at the end of a pathway, or you could make it a centerpiece somewhere super important to your island. I think that this kind of build has a lot of possibility. I wanted to make sure and explore some focused, themed rock gardens as well today, and I think this is a gorgeous example of that. We have this sort of tropical island build. The drums around the rock garden I think were really clever. I love that we're seeing another centerpiece situation with the rock head statue, and the arrangement of the rocks is just gorgeous. I think it's also really artful the way this creator bent the path around the rock garden. It's not 100% pressing against the rocks, you know, it's got like, it goes around in some places. There's still grass on the right side, for instance, and I think that's cool. I think it's nice that they kind of varied the way they did the pathing here. Our first fully functional rock garden. This rock garden is clearly set up to be used by the island creator. You can still get all of the possible resources from your rocks if you set them up this way, and I really like how creative they got by putting all of the different rock DIYs around this build, and even the Kero Kero Karopi lantern. I just think it's really cute, and it reminds me of early game, even with the borders on the path around this rock garden. I don't know, this whole island just made me really nostalgic and happy, so I was thrilled to visit this little rock garden. You can also situate your rock garden next to a building like this creator has done. This makes an absolutely stunning centerpiece in front of the museum, and I love how they use the glowing moss pond. I mean, it's rocky itself, and then they broke up the rocks with bushes, but added, you know, some different rock-related touches to this centerpiece. I just think it's a really good balance overall of stone, the boulders, and you know, other pieces of furniture, the bench. I don't think you all are ready to see the incredible rock garden we're looking at right now, but look at this. Let me climb. Look how beautiful this is. The rainbow colors, first of all, would have sold me already, just the flowers, but the different colored nova lights in between them and the crescent moon chair, even the little Mario stars on the sides. This is one of my favorite builds I've ever seen in the game. I think it's so gorgeous. It's just stunning. I could sit here all day and just enjoy the sunset with these rocks. It's even beautiful from the bottom as well. Look at this little view. How pretty. Along with varying themes, I like to see different times of day for the builds I explore, and look at this rock garden here at night on this winter island. I think it's so cute. I love the illuminated items placed around. I like that we get to see it at night, so they really pop here, and I think it's cute how the rocks are arranged. The path really winds through them here, and you walk through them to get to this little villager house. they have their own little like boulder summoning circle out here. And I don't know, I think it's gorgeous in the moonlight, gorgeous here at night, and I feel like this is super inspiring. If you primarily play at night, this is truly beautiful. This island is the pinnacle of convenience and function. Here we have a fully functional rock garden. You can clearly get all of the resources from the rocks. It's wide open, but this rock garden is also just behind resident services. So location, premium, convenience, premium, and you still get all of the resources from your rocks. I think this is a great idea for players who still, you know, farm for resources each time they play. Like, I know for me, I typically go the aesthetic route for a rock garden, but this one is a good balance because it's also really pretty. I love the framing with the bamboo trees. I love how unique this rock garden is because when you look at it, you might not immediately think, okay, this is a functional rock garden, but it is. There aren't things, you know, immediately around the rocks. So I think that's really cool. You know, I feel like usually when we see a functional rock garden, it's very straight edge, like the one we just visited, where they're in neat rows, and obviously that can be perfect for, you know, certain players. It just depends on your preference, but I think it's really creative that this island designer managed to make it functional and they still feel, you know, kind of spread out and random. I wish that I could bottle this design and use it to create my whole island, because look at how cozy and beautiful this little area is. It's a little villager yard, and I love using the tree stump as a centerpiece here. I just love to see tree stumps in use at all because I never think to use them in my own island design. So I just think this is really creative and really beautiful. I also love that it's bordering the beach, so when you're looking at this rock garden, you can see the water just behind. It's incredible. I love this. Up next is perhaps the most clever use of the rocks that I've ever seen in Animal Crossing. This creator made a rock slide. They've got this cave and everything, other rock items strewn about, even, you know, dropped rocks, just plain stone. How cool is this? And the sign too, showing a rock slide. I just cannot. And it's so aesthetically pleasing as well. When I was walking around, I was like, this is such a nice build. I feel like this would fit in to all kinds of different themes, especially I love foresty themes, and this would fit in so well there. The rocks still look very natural and everything. I'm just astounded. So it's beautiful. Another thing we haven't even explored yet in this video is having your rocks on pillars. This can be accomplished if you let them spawn and then you break the cliffs around them. They won't spawn on just, you know, single cliffs like this. But how cool is that? How creative to have this like rock garden that's elevated and all of the rocks are on their own pillars. I think it's gorgeous. You could say that this next rock garden is out of this world. You know, because this island is actually space. I thought this was incredibly creative. Walking to this rock garden was a journey, but this is like a sort of forest in space kind of deal. You got all this glowing moss, all the illuminated items, and here we have the rock garden situated around, you know, some nice terraforming, some cliffs and water. Just how beautiful is this? I love how many custom designs are on the ground. They make it feel so nice and textured. Sort of going along with the same theme, I thought this island was out of this world. We're gonna walk down so we can see it in greater detail, but here is the rock garden. First of all, just at first glance, I didn't get the whole picture, but I was like, okay, this is so majestic. Like all of these gold roses, I almost said rosins. All of these gold roses, the pillars, the statue, the rock garden just situated like this, it was all perfect, so symmetrical. All of these trees were so beautiful, and I was like, wow, that's cool. And then the creator pointed out that their map is a picture. Look at this. It's a celestial sort of map. We've got the sun, and that's where the rock garden is, on the sun. How beautiful is that? Imagine how much planning this took to achieve this incredible map. I am speechless. This is just wow. This is another really unique build that we haven't really seen anything similar to. If you go through this gazebo, the rock garden is situated between two of the Azumaya gazebos. I mean, I don't have any complaints about this. It's beautiful. It's also placed in a bamboo forest along with some other rock items. We've even got little pandas lying about. And I don't know, something about this shot, like the composition of this shot that we're looking at now, is stunning to me. This is so visually pleasing. It's so satisfying. This build took my breath away. It's amazing. I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to take on your rock garden now. I know it can be a hassle, but based on the islands we've just visited, I think it's worth it. The rock gardens we've seen are amazing. Let me know in the comments if you had a favorite, and until next time, bye!